right, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who well and teach well, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with your brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth in sincerity and in faith. Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Barakathum, and to you brothers. Alright. And the title of this lesson is Federal Clashing with the State. Right? You have, ICE and local police going back and forth, right? And another one bites the dust because you have another, quote unquote illegal immigrant, that was deleted, recently. And so you have infighting between agents on a federal level and then local law enforcement. So there's an article here that I'm just going to get into, and bring out some precepts. Lord's will is edifying. Okay, so it says, police chief defies ICE as agents tried to block local cops from latest Minneapolis. And I'm going to just say, I ain't going to say the S word. Alright, so it says, ICE attempted to block local police officers from the scene. All right, so now it's being said, hey, this is federal. This ain't got shit to do with y'all. And one thing that 12 hates is when their power is being stripped from them. And what a lot of people are going to learn coming soon is that, your average policeman really is on the bottom of the food chain when it comes to, the enforcement of the law, so to speak. You have, other agencies, right, specifically federal, that are over just your regular law enforcement. Right, such as ICE. ICE is over your local law enforcement. So if you have an ICE agent, and let's say it's an ICE agent, and he's chasing down, a so-called illegal immigrant. If he's in the street chasing them down, if a local policeman starts chasing that same person, the ICE agent can literally tell him to stand down. He got to stand down, because that's beyond the local police's jurisdiction, right? So what's going to be known real soon is that your local police officer has very little juice. It says, but the city's police chief defied their orders. Which, once again, this is a back and forth. Back and forth. You got the different governors, different governors, senators, but specifically the governor of Minnesota, just open defiance of orders. Right? They've been given specific orders to, hey, step aside. Okay, let ICE operate on the federal level. and y'all take a back seat. But the local law enforcement is not taking a back seat. They're not sitting back because ultimately they understand what's going on. This is about to go beyond just your, local police. This is gonna go beyond, your sheriff. We're about to step into the time where you're gonna have actual troops with motherfucking plated armor and knee pads and MRAPs out here. It's gonna get that bad, right? And it's starting with these low level, these quote unquote low level agencies, right? Such as ICE and them. And then eventually they're gonna need more help, right? Eventually, okay, local police, sheriffs, ICE, right? They gonna need help, right? Because at first it started off okay, just the local police handling the situation. Then the situation got worse and worse. Then they needed, okay, now we need sheriffs. Okay. Now it done moved on up to ICE. But there's more levels and more layers, okay, to this. It's gonna get worse. All the way to the point where you're gonna have EU, NATO, UN troops, right, actively in the street. All right, it says the federal agents attempted to demand the city's police officers stay away, which that's an order. So by them going back and forth and them defying orders, you can tell that this is a house that is divided. Right? These damn devils, they not in one accord. Right? They not working 100% together. There's cracks, so to speak. There's cracks in their little alliances, right? Because with Esau, it's all about pride. So you got these prideful ass devils, right, that might work for the local PD, and they feel like they need to be, leading the charge. Then of course, you got these damn devils that are within, these different these different departments, right? Whether they're deputies or whatever the case is, right? And they don't want to give up power, and allow, allow ICE on a federal level to come in, because they know what that means. They know what that shit means. Because once you give power up, they understand they ain't gonna get that power back. Once you let the troops, okay, in the streets, ain't no coming back from that. So they trying to keep, they power, because they understand that, okay, once shit really gets going, hey, the police officer gonna be damn near like just a security guard. And when when the feds come around, the police basically are security guards. They basically Paul Blart. That's how they feel, and they don't like feeling like that. Once again, the devil, is prideful, and he needs to have that constant sense of power. So that power struggle, right? That power struggle is creating these different situations. You have these different, PD. They going back and forth, with ICE, man. And it's going to get to the point where, of course, you're going to have, you're going to have certain people kind of splinter off. You're going to have certain, 12 that are going to just throw the bags down and say, fuck it, I'm done doing this. This getting too crazy for me. It's too late. You're gonna have certain ICE. You're gonna have certain ICE agents that are gonna say, yeah, nah, let me put this badge down. This getting too crazy for me. Then who they gonna bring in? They're gonna bring in more troops and more in the net. Each layer of troops that they bring, they're going to be more advanced, more trained, and more ruthless. All right? Some of them final troops that show up are going to be so damn ruthless. Are going to be so damn ruthless. It's going to be, and they're going to be coming off. They're going to be coming out of the planes and coming off of the ships speaking no English. None. Not a lick of damn English. All they gonna know is, hey, gather these people up. All right, take them here. Okay, and these different NATO, EU troops, and specifically NATO. I know that in NATO, you have to have, your higher ranking members of NATO have to speak multiple languages because there's so many different troops. There was a video that I had seen recently, and it was one of the NATO, one of the heads of NATO on the military side. He was about to retire, or he's probably retired now, but he was basically speaking. You could tell by the way he was talking that English wasn't his first language. He probably knew like 2, 3, 4 languages. And the higher you get up into NATO, a lot of NATO are, a lot of the top military in NATO are like ex-special forces and high-ranking members of their former military. Like you might have a guy who was very high-ranking in the German military, right? Did 20 years in the German military, acquired this super high rank, and then now he's basically a high-level commander in NATO. And some of those guys are going to be making their appearance coming soon, man. These ain't just your regular, cop, beat cop. He done been on the scene maybe 2-3 years. No, it's going to be war. It's going to be war-torn veterans. You're gonna have guys with 20 years, 25 years, 30 years of war experience under their belt coming over. And once again, it's all about pride. So it's all a pissing contest with Esau Edom. So this is only going to get worse. It ain't no room for them to be, you're working together and all that. No, it's going to be little skirmishes and little infightings. And ultimately those troops, them NATO, EU, UN troops finna be here, man. And I'm not gonna play the video, but apparently, like it says here, somebody was shot. I'm gonna see if I can find that. I'm gonna try to see if I can find that video of that high-ranking NATO member before he retired, and he was basically just going into how things are going to get worse. And that's basically why he's retiring, you know, because he's getting out while the getting's good, man. You know, he just getting out, he leaving, okay, before things get, you know, real bad. Because a lot of these guys who are in NATO, very high-ranking members of NATO, right? They in the know. They know what's going on. They know what's about to happen next, you know? So let me just get that, Salakia. All right. So I'm going to just play this. But like it says, very strange. Former NATO commander reacts to sudden retirement of U.S. Navy Admiral. Which this isn't exactly what I was looking for, but it's about the same thing. It's about the same thing. Which, even though this isn't exactly what I was looking for, you know, this is beautiful to see also, because this guy, this guy that retired, he was basically, in the video will basically go into it. He oversaw, you know, the different things that are happening in the Caribbean, okay, and he basically retired right before all this started to happen, because this is, 3 months ago.
It's off Venezuela's coast. That he is retiring. This is barely a year into his role, his time in that role. And one source tells CNN that tensions had been simmering for weeks between Admiral Alvin Halsey and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, and that Hegseth did not believe the admiral was moving aggressively enough to take on and target alleged drug traffickers in the Caribbean. There have been at least 6 U.S. strikes on boats, alleged drug boats in the Caribbean. The latest one disclosed just yesterday. Some of the crew on board that boat are believed to have survived that strike. Also this week, President Trump confirmed that he is now authorizing the CIA to operate covertly inside of Venezuela, linked to all of this. But he did stop short of saying that the intent is regime change. Venezuela's president disagrees.
Hamas? Never before had any previous government, since the CIA has existed, publicly said that it was sending the CIA to kill, to overthrow, and to destroy countries.
Joining me right now is CNN senior military analyst, retired Admiral James Stavridis, former Supreme Allied Commander. It's great to see you, Admiral. In addition to being former NATO Supreme Allied Commander, you also spent years with U.S. Southern Command, years working on issues related to this region and Venezuela included specifically. On that Admiral retiring, what do you make of it?
Very strange. Hard to come up with an analog. Closest I can come up with maybe 20 years ago, another admiral, Admiral Fox Fallon, stepped down from a role at U.S. Central Command because of disagreements with the administration about how to approach Iran. But extremely rare to see a combatant commander, particularly in the middle of military operations, walk away from the job. Kate, I'd say 3 things could be at play here. Number one, he may have personal medical issues, family issues. He doesn't want to share them, but now is the right time for him to step away. Number 2, we've seen Secretary Hegseth push out a lot of senior military leaders, including the former chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the former chief of naval operations. Perhaps he's been pushed out of the role, but in a less public way. And third and finally, the speculation I'm hearing is that he disagreed with the policy choices. And in that scenario, as a senior military officer, you essentially have the choice of executing the mission you're given or putting your stars on the table. Perhaps he did the latter. I don't know.
Yeah, but important and impactful nonetheless. This week also, Admiral, we learned that the president, as I mentioned just a moment ago, he authorized the CIA to conduct covert operations inside Venezuela. He also said that he's considering carrying out land operations on the country. everyone seems to agree, and for good reason, cracking down on drug trafficking is a good thing. But what happens if he moves in like he is suggesting?
Let's start with the forces that are on station right now. They are significant. There are 6 to 8 big warships down there, a couple of thousand Marines and sailors, dozens of those Tomahawk missiles that Vladimir Putin rightfully is quite worried about. And oh, by the way, a squadron or 2 of F-35 Lightnings, the 5th generation fighters based out of Puerto Rico. That's a lot of firepower, Kate. It's more than you need, frankly, to blow up drug boats. So he is clearly sending a signal to Maduro for him to speak publicly about the CIA being involved is, again, highly unusual. And I think ultimately the goal here is, in fact, regime change. Final thought, that may be a right policy, but boy, it's gone sideways for us in Latin America, going back to the Bay of Pigs and John F. Kennedy. I'd say flashing yellow light.
Which, that was 3 months ago. And then, of course, we can currently see what's happening. What's happening in Venezuela. It's only gonna get worse. We're gonna be hearing more and more news, about the different things that have taken place, over there. So we're gonna keep a watchful eye out, and continue to look, at prophecy, continue to look at this damn devil and what he's doing, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. Right? And just looking at prophecy through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because we know that this devil, man, he can't live without taking something. He can't live without destroying something, taking something, robbing, That's his nature. So I'm going to just get a couple precepts and then in the video. This is the book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 23. When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh Shai shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. So this damn devil, Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man, just when he's about to, fulfill his new world order and have everything going for him, the Lord is going to spoil his plans, man. So it ain't no worldwide, takeover. Even though Esau Edom is ruling the earth, right? His full plans are not going to come to pass. It says, he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. Woo! Damn. So you getting thrust through with the missiles, intercontinental thermonuclear ballistic missiles. It says, it is drawn and cometh out of the body. Yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall. Terrors are upon him. And Esau always talking about intel. How's that for intel? Your ass gonna be fucking destroyed. You gonna be destroyed. We can't wait. Alright, we can't stand you damn devils. Alright, y'all think y'all gonna continue to have your neck, alright, you gonna have your foot on the Israelites' necks. Nah, man, the Lord's coming back soon, man. All these talks about what's next, who up next, who ruling next. Yahushua ruling next. Job 20 and 26. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. Woo! Missiles. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle. Woo! Hey, man. And if you do survive, you high class Edomites, you international bankers, if you do, somehow get into one of them little, you know, little big, $1 billion yacht or whatever, and you just so happen to get away, and you in the, you in the Gulf, or you over here in the Pacific Ocean, whatever you do, whether you in a bunker, on the other side of the world or something like that, ultimately, it don't matter, because you're going to get rounded up anyways. Ain't no getting away from this. And see, this damn devil, he's doing all these things militarily to avoid judgment. He believes that by heaping all these things into himself, acquiring all these different lands and resources and all these things, it'll give him enough firepower to try to take on the Lord. You're not taking on the Lord. You out your damn mind. All right, Job 20:27. The heavens shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. Yes, so the Israelites, starting off with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down, right, are exposing you. You being exposed. And see, now we know exactly what you finna do. We know exactly how you getting down. All right, it says, and the earth shall rise up against him. So all the other nations are going to rise up against you and destroy you. You don't got to worry about us. We not doing anything to you. You need to be worried. You need to be worried about them other nations. Don't worry about us. Shit, we ain't doing nothing but bringing out the words of the Bible. You need to be worried about those nuclear capable nations that are coming at you and that are going to touch down on this place, Babylon the Great, aka America. Right? The scriptures speak about them encamping round about her, roughly paraphrasing. This place being surrounded. See, right now this place is being surrounded, all right, through the Spirit. We chanting this place down. But pretty soon, the Lord's going to have it to where these nations, they're going to physically have weapons, man. Job 20:28. The increase of his house shall depart. Yeah, so all the different things that you've acquired through the rape, robbery, and murder of the Israelites, and also you taking everybody else's land, you taking your own land. This nigga Esau, man. You rolling up on your own people. Right? Greenland. And see, this is why the other nations looking at you kind of crazy, because they thinking to themselves, shit, Greenland right across the street from me. That's what Europe is saying. Hey, that's too close. That's too close for comfort. Right? And then you got the East. Right? They looking like shit. That's once they get over there, what's gonna happen to us? Right? So they know how you get down, Esau. All right, Job 20:28. Once again, the increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. Yeah, so you can heap up all this gold and resources and all that. Go ahead. You're going to lose it all. All right? This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right? So because you're the wicked, you're going to steal, you're going to rob, you're going to do all these things. And then you're going to have to pay, restitution. All right? You pay back. You're going to have to give it all up. Like when a criminal does a crime, right? They take all his shit. They take the house, the car, his different jewelry, his different jewelry chains, right? That's you. You gonna get everything taken away. Job 20:29, it says, this is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So that's your heritage, right? Stealing, killing, and sliding, riding, sliding, and gliding. Esau, Big E, the real thug of the earth, the real nigga. He's the real nigga. Jake like to say, I'm a real nigga. No, the real nigga is Esau Edom. That's your heritage. So it's going to happen. It's already set up for you to be completely destroyed, man. We could go to Obadiah, right? And read the whole book of Obadiah. and that's all it really speaks on. Esau, Edom, you being a piece of shit. Right? As a nation, too. As a nation, the entire nation. All y'all. And eventually you being destroyed, man. That's your heritage. Destruction. Alright? You out of here. You through. And we can't wait to be in them perfect bodies round y'all up. Right? Round all you damn Edomites up. And you gonna be stubble. Well, I gotta get it. I'm gonna get straight to the point. Straight to the point. The Obadiah had to come out. I'm gonna read to the end of this and then in the video. This is the book of Obadiah 1:18. In the house of Jacob shall be a fire, in the house of Joseph a flame, in the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. Now we all know, because of course we're going to be in the perfect bodies, and we're going to have the ability to create fire. So whether we create the fire and burn your ass up, or, however it goes, what you going into that fire. All right. It says, they shall kindle in them and devour them. All right. You're going to be devoured by that fire. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord hath spoken it. And they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau. Yes, so even your land is not going to belong to you. Even your land is being taken. So your land, all the gold, all the things that you stole, everything, you're going to cough that up. Right? It says, and they of the south shall possess the mount of Esau, and they of the plain, the Philistines, and they shall possess the fields of Ephraim, and the fields of Samaria, and Benjamin shall possess Gilead. And the captivity of this host of the children of Israel shall possess that of the Canaanites, even unto Zarephath. And the captivity of Jerusalem, which is in Sepharad, shall possess the cities of the south. So we're going to get our land back. Oh, man, that's going to be a beautiful day, man. It says, and Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau. Yeah, you're going to be judged. You're going to be judged through. And the kingdom shall be the Lord's. Yeah, so it's all set up for your heritage, for you to be the wicked, right? For you to do what you do, and ultimately be destroyed, man. All these other nations, they hate you. They hate you. We hate you. All right? Hey. And we hate the other nations as well. Right? That's right. We hate. We gonna keep hating. Obadiah 1:21, and Savior shall come up on Mount Zion. That don't say Mount everybody. That say Mount Zion, to judge the mount of Esau. And that don't say Mount everybody. That says the Mount of Esau. So specifically the Israelites are going to burn up the Edomites in that day. And best believe, just like prior to somebody being on deletion row, you get read your charges, your list of charges, and then you get called out. They call you a piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. And then you get your judgment. That's how we gonna do you. You best believe, right before we burn y'all up, we gonna give y'all one final verbal lashing. We gonna be, and when we burning y'all up, we gonna be saying all sorts of things. Raise it. We gonna be saying that too as well. Raise it. Increase the flames. We go big fire. Hey, we gonna try to replicate the destruction of Babylon the Great. That's how big the flames are gonna be, you know. It's gonna be beautiful, man. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful. All right, to see, first off, Lord's will we be of the elect, to see America, Babylon the Great, you know, America, aka Babylon the Great, to see that place go up in flames, right? Then Esau, Edom be in captivity, get your ass beat to the white meat for 1,000 years, and then you get rounded up and you get burned up just like Babylon the Great. Woo, man, it don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that, and it's coming, man. Lord's will we be of the elect. We get to partake in both of those things, man. Woo, that's something to wait for. Patiently, that's something to wait for, and not get carnal on this side. We can't physically do anything to them on this side, right? We gotta wait till the kingdom. Then once we in the kingdom, oh man, it's all, hey, that's all us. Okay, we gonna be breaking y'all down, man. We can't wait. We can't wait, man. And that's on the way. All right, so with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Once again, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well and taught us His truth, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers who are laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, Barakathum, and to you brothers, man. We are that much closer. Every day we get closer and closer and closer, you know, to the Lord coming back and saving the elect of the nation of Israel. Lord's will, we're of the elect. All right, so Kwam Yasha'Allah and Abad Babal. Shalom.